21 times. That's how often Karen Walsh parked her sleek BMW across my driveway, each time with a smug grin that could curdle milk. The 21st time broke me. My 68-year-old father, Tom, a Vietnam vet, sat trembling in an ambulance that couldn't reach our house because Karen, the tyrannical HOA president, had blocked our driveway yet again. Through her tinted window, she flashed a smile so cold it seared into my brain. My fists clenched, rage boiling as I watched paramedics struggle to save my dad. This wasn't just a neighbor dispute, it was war. And Karen had no idea who she was messing with. Let me take you back to 2024, when this nightmare began in our quiet Oregon suburb, Willow Creek. My pregnant wife, Lisa, and I had just moved into my late grandmother Clara's home, a cozy, mortgage-free haven filled with her love. Tom, who lost his mobility serving our country, moved in too, needing wheelchair access. We were ready for a fresh start. But Karen, our HOA dictator, had other plans. Day 1, I'm building a ramp for Tom. Basic decency, right? By day 4, Karen's at my door with a $400 fine, her voice dripping with fake sympathy. Oh, Michael, I'm so sorry, but unapproved modifications violate our rules. It's about protecting property values. Her smile screamed control, not concern. That same week, her BMW blocked our driveway during a routine inspection. She sauntered around with a clipboard, glancing at me like I was an ant under her shoe. 20 minutes later, she moved, apologizing for the minor inconvenience. I brushed it off. Maybe this was just HOA life in Oregon. By week 2, the pattern was clear. Karen's car blocked our driveway 3 more times, always with flimsy excuses about compliance checks. I called the police, but they were useless. It's a civil matter, sir, they'd say. Lisa, 8 months pregnant, begged me to stay calm. Tom, ever the soldier, said, choose your battles, son. But by week 3, I knew this wasn't about rules. Karen timed her blockades to sabotage Tom's medical appointments, diabetes checkups, physical therapy, you name it. When I confronted her after she blocked his dialysis, she sipped her latte, smirked through her window, and said nothing. That's when it hit me. This was personal. She was hunting us. Week 5 was the tipping point. Tom's blood sugar crashed, and an ambulance raced to our house only to find Karen's BMW in the way. Paramedics pleaded with her to move. She fumbled her keys, taking her time, her face glowing with sick satisfaction. They had to carry Tom 60 yards around her car. I was shaking, ready to lose it, but then I remembered. I catch financial criminals for a living. Karen picked the wrong guy to mess with. While she played her power games, I went to work. My grandmother's old files held the key, a note in her neat handwriting. Karen's landscaping company bills $72,000 yearly, but I've seen their trucks twice in 3 years. The math didn't add up. Clara had been on to Karen's scam before she died. Suddenly, it clicked. Karen wasn't just harassing us. She was stealing from the HOA to fund her lifestyle, and we were in her way. I requested HOA financial records, which Karen tried to block, but legally, she couldn't. Spread across my dining table, the records screamed fraud. Her daughter's company, Walsh Landscaping, pocketed $72,000 annually for services nobody saw. I found a $82,000 HOA withdrawal dated April 7, 2023. The same day, Karen bought her BMW in cash. My heart raced. She was using our money to bankroll her harassment machine. But Karen was clever. She escalated her attacks, spreading lies that I was under investigation, costing me a $40,000 client contract. Lisa, exhausted, asked if this fight was worth it. For a moment, I doubted myself. Then Tom wheeled in. Bullies win when good people quit, son. Don't let her. I called the FBI, pitching a case of organized theft. Agent Sarah Miller was skeptical, but kept my file. Then I found Clara's note, a Washington phone number circled with Tina Insurance written beside it. I dug deeper. Karen had been treasurer at a Seattle HOA in 2020, leaving abruptly before an audit. Same scam, same pattern. She was a serial fraudster, hopping states, stealing from communities. I built a timeline: Seattle, Boise, now Oregon, connecting her crimes across 3 states. Just when I thought I had her, Karen flipped the script. She called the FBI, claiming I was harassing her. Agent Miller called, her tone icy. Prove it with evidence, not emotions. Neighbors started shunning us, believing Karen's saintly act. I was losing everything: clients, trust, sanity. But then I overheard her on the phone with her daughter, Tina, panicking. "Michael's onto the BMW. He's a fraud investigator. We're done if he keeps digging." That lit a fire in me. I went nuclear, tracking Karen's every move, every HOA roll, every shady departure. By week 10, the tide turned. 5 families came forward with stories of Karen's harassment: fines for questioning budgets, citations for unapproved repairs. Her computer held a spreadsheet ranking residents by race and age, targeting anyone who didn't fit her vision. The FBI launched surveillance, and Karen's desperation grew. She keyed my car, trashed my mailbox, even followed Lisa to work. Each move gave the feds more evidence. They had her on $269,000 in stolen funds, tax evasion, and harassment. My business rebounded as clients realized I was exposing a criminal, not causing trouble. The showdown came at an HOA meeting Karen called to oust me. Packed with 200 residents, the room buzzed with tension. Karen's opening was Oscar-worthy. "I've served faithfully for 7 years, but Michael's vendetta threatens our community." Then I took the stage. "Tonight, we exposed $269,000 stolen from us." My slides showed her fake invoices, the BMW purchase tied to HOA funds, and neighbor testimonies. The crowd gasped. Karen unraveled, shrieking, "That car's mine. I earned it." Her confession echoed 180 witnesses heard her admit to earning money from her volunteer role. Agent Miller stepped forward. "Karen Walsh, you're under arrest for fraud and conspiracy." The room erupted as she was cuffed, her BMW towed as evidence. But the real gut punch came later. Agent Miller pulled me aside. "We found files suggesting Clara's death wasn't natural. Karen's harassment may have pushed her too far. My grandmother had fought Karen's scams for 2 years, her stress-related decline perfectly timed with the harassment. Clara's notes were her last stand, left for me to finish." Karen got 5 years in federal prison, her house foreclosed, her assets seized. Her BMW? I bought it at auction for $16,000, funded by neighbors. We turned it into a community service vehicle, painted blue, equipped for elderly transport. Every trip it makes 52 so far. Matching Karen's harassment incidents feels like justice. My grandmother's legacy lives on in our transparent HOA, where property values soared 18% after the scandal. I'm now treasurer, ensuring no one pulls in Karen again. But here's the twist. A letter in the BMW's glove box, marked for me. Karen admitted targeting Clara, knowing she'd never break. "I never meant for it to go this far," she wrote. Too late. Her greed destroyed her family, her daughter's future, and her freedom. As I lock up the community BMW, I think of Clara, smiling, knowing we won. What do you think? Was Karen a mastermind or just desperate? Could Clara's death be more than stress-related? And who sent that anonymous text warning me about the meeting? Drop your theories below, tell us where you're from, and hit that like button if justice felt as sweet to you as it did to me. Subscribe for more stories of everyday heroes taking down untouchable bullies.